Oh, good morning, Yankee fans. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. Like always, I am your guy Hector, joined by my co-host TC Stills. And like always, here's the intro. Oh, good morning, Yankees universe. KOD Nation, stand up, and all you DJs, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, April 20th. I am your guy Hector, and like I said, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills, checking in from the West Coast. TC, how you doing?
I'm great, Hector. Anytime I can talk baseball with you, man, is a good day. So, how you doing?
I'm feeling good, TC. I love having you on the panel with me. I just enjoy conversations when it comes to Yankees. Backstage, we was having a nice conversation. But
Hmm.
let's give a roll call to the chat real quick. Shout out to my guy Mikey Mazza and the 4 Train Express. Mazza,
Maza.
what it do? Of course, TC Stills was in the building. Mr. Steve Schumann's in the building. Stevie Pooh, how you doing? My guy Jonathan's in the building. Oh, I got my brother Emmanuel Morales. Can I get a yer? Good morning, Manny. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. My guy Vikings is in the building. Vikings, how you doing? Mr. FJ, good morning. Hope all is well. Sunil. Good morning,
Anil.
Yankee fans. TC, I'm feeling good, right? Not only
Yeah.
because it's a Thursday for the Yanks Morning Brew, but it's a
Mhm.
Thursday when I'm gonna be in the stadium, right? I'm gonna be in the
Yeah.
Delta Skybox later on today. It's gonna be myself, my beautiful girlfriend Alex, and I
Hmm.
got my brothers joining me. I got Jiggerman Porto joining me, and I got Phil Porto. We're gonna be taking over Yankee
Yeah.
Stadium, brother.
Uh-oh. Look out. Look out. The stadium doesn't know. They can't contain you guys.
Oh no, security guards. I'm just letting you
Yeah.
know right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be acting a fool. Just don't kick me out. Pinky promise.
And and I think I heard, I don't know, through the grapevine that they were going to have Jigga as the third base coach.
Yes. Yes, a
He's
fantasy
going to wave
third base
everybody
coach.
around,
He's going to be waving everybody around. Matter of fact, he's going to be on the shoulder of Luis Rojas waving everybody around,
Yeah.
right? But shout out to Anthony Medina in the building.
How you
Medina,
doing,
how you
Medina?
doing? And then of course, Uncle Tats in the Pinstripe Chronicles. How
Tats.
you doing? My guy Jonathan, will they put it on? Yes, hopefully so, Jonathan.
Mm.
Hopefully so. Just so you guys know, we will be having the open panel around 11:45. I'll throw the link into the chat for the open panel. If you want, if you have free time, you guys can jump up on the open panel. But like always, you guys just got to follow the rules and regulations of the open panel. You got to respect the TOS from YouTube and Twitter and Twitch, and also be respectful to everybody else, right? If somebody's giving a take, let them finish their take before you jump in and give your take, right? But I understand and I know and I trust my guys that are in the chat. Everybody is super respectful. But also, if you're going to jump on the chat, make sure your room is clean, right? I don't want to see no dirty socks. I don't want to see anything on your bed or anything like that. Make sure you wipe the coal out your eyes and everything,
Yeah.
right? Before jumping onto the open panel. My man Manny said, thank God I'm 6, because if not, somehow, some way, somebody will be naked on the.
Oh, no.
Oh, Manny, you're a clown, Manny. I swear to God. Listen, I love Manny. I've known Manny since when I first became an EMT back in like 2015, 2016. And I've known him since then. And I love that man like a brother. He
Nice.
still works the field. I don't anymore. Shout out to Manny. Manny, I hope you stay safe out there working the field, brother. You know I love you. But TC, there was a game last night, bro. Listen, before
Woo.
we jump into any of the news, let's talk about the game last night. I'm gonna throw it over to you. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, the outcome was good. The extra
Mm-hmm.
inning, we pulled it out, but man, had some moments that this lineup is just really worrying me, man. This is
Mm-hmm.
they are struggling to score runs, and
Yep.
Brito kept us in the game. He didn't have his best stuff. He gutted it
Mhm.
out.
Four
Went
and a
four
thirds.
four and a third. Yeah. So it was a good bounce back. He kept us in the game, and thank God, Judge. It was a Judge show
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
Saved about 2-3 runs himself.
Mhm.
He hit a 2-run homer. So that's the best player in baseball.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. Shout out to the superstars also in this series because they've showed up. Shohei Ohtani had a home run the other
Hmm.
day. Mike Trout, I think he has 5 hits in this series so far. Aaron
Yeah.
Judge, like you said, he had a home run and he saved a couple of runs with that dive
Mm.
and catch. And also, let's got to give credit to Anthony Volpe. Another game. I think
Oh
it was
yeah.
his first multi-hit game of his career. I may be wrong. Let me know in the chat if I am wrong, but I think it's his first multi-game hit of his career. But at the same time, over the past 6 to 7 games, the kid is hitting over 300. His on-base percentage is over 400, and his
Hmm.
slugging percentage is over 500, right? So Anthony Volpe, he is finding his groove, right? You got to give him time to settle in there. But he only started been hitting the way he's been hitting since jumping to that leadoff spot
Mm.
in the lineup. Is this
Hmm.
spot in the lineup that you think he will have for the rest of the season, or you think they're going to mess him up and move him around somewhat?
Well, knowing Boone, he's probably going to jumble up the lineup like he does. He just, takes guys' names out of a hat and throws it. There you go. This is your lineup. But Volpe he needs to stay at leadoff. You
Yeah.
can see the difference. He's a threat on the bases. He's all over the place. He's got 8 stolen bases now. He
Mm-hmm.
distracts the pitcher. He's just a table setter, and he has to be in leadoff. He shouldn't be anywhere else.
Yeah. Also, too, I meant to start this off for the show. If you guys know in Yankee Stadium, we have the bleacher creatures in Yankee Stadium, right? They're dealing with a loss. One of the bleacher creatures passed away over the past couple of
Mm,
days. It was a young man who was 36 years old. His name was Stefan Sanchos, right? So if you guys can, there's a GoFundMe that's out right now. So Stefan's family can pay for his funeral. He was a beloved bleacher creature, and I know a few of the bleacher creatures, and I know they're taking this hit hard, right? So shout
yep.
out to my guy Mark. Shout out to Keith McPherson. Shout out to everybody else that is a part of the bleacher creature community. Like I said, Stefan Sanchos. I'm gonna type his name into the chat. If you guys can go to the GoFundMe, hold on, GoFundMe. I'm gonna type his name in the chat so you guys can look it up. If you guys can donate $3,
Mhm.
$5, whatever you can, just to help his family be able to pay for his funeral. 36 years old is too young to be passing
Way
away.
too young.
Honestly, way too young to be passing away. So if you guys can, please go and support that family in whichever way you can. If you don't have money to donate to it, if you know any other Yankee fans, share the name with those other Yankee fans. Share the link with them as well. I got my guy Joe from the shifts in the building, Mr.
Yeah,
Joseph
Joe.
Caputo. How are you doing? And I 100% agree. They need
Mm,
to find a way to get Peraza in the lineup today. But Joe, don't you worry, Joe, because I'm gonna be at the stadium. And if I
mm.
see that lineup card before I get into the stadium, not have Peraza in there, I'm busting through the media door, right? I'm busting through the dugout and I'm pulling Aaron Boone's to the side to have a conversation like, my guy, what are you doing?
Yeah, smack him right in the face.
Smack him right in the face. But if you guys can, we got 23 people in the building. Hit that like button for the boys. And if you're
Yeah.
just casually watching, hit the subscribe button as well. It helps us out with the YouTube algorithm as well. Hold on. 19 comments in the building. My guy Conman, how you doing? And you saw the pinch hitting last night. I think
Mm.
this man's time and with the Yankees is done because they're
Ah,
sending everybody else to pinch hit except for him, right? So I think I'm not gonna even name his name. We all know
yep.
who I'm
Nope.
talking about. He who should not be named. I'm not naming his name anymore, and nobody in the chat better name his name either, right? But we all know that person that was left on the bench. They sent Peraza to pinch hit. They sent who else
IKF.
is I sent IKF up to pinch hit, everybody else except for him. So I think his time with the Yankees is dwindling down as well.
Mm.
What was your thoughts on the pinch hitting late in the game?
I don't know what the lefty righty matchup. IKF pinch hitting there. I don't know.
Same.
I question so many of Boone's moves. It's
Mm.
their hands are tied though. They have such a weak bench with all the injuries. There's not much to
Yeah,
go to.
yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, and let's talk about the injuries before we take a deep dive into the game, because we got the news yesterday. Giancarlo Stanton, he gonna be out for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Stanton is gonna be out for 6 weeks, right? So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's starting to feel like 2019 all over again, because in
Yeah.
2019, he started off the season pretty well, just like he started off the season pretty well this year. He was hitting, what, 270, 280, something like that, with a few home runs, some RBIs, and now he's going to be out for the next 6 weeks. The Yankees need to do something when it comes to this type of injury, because we're not sure how long, if it's going to be more than 6 weeks, right? That when he got injured in 2019, we thought it was going to be about 6 to 8 weeks as well. But then it extended more to that, right? And the Yankees, when that happened, they went out and they acquired Edwin Encarnacion. And I think that's a move that needs to be done. We need another big bat in this lineup ASAP, because we can't just go through 1 through 3 when it comes to Volpe, Judge, and Rizzo, and then everyone else is just crap in the bed.
I have a solution to that big bat. And it's dear to your heart. It's your best friend, Andres Chaparro.
Oh, yeah, my friend, my buddy, old pal, Andres Chaparro. Listen, I would love to see Andres Chaparro up here with the Yankees, but we know how the Yankees are when it comes to young players. We were just having a conversation. We got Peraza up here, and for some reason, they're not even playing him. They're sending him up to pinch hit. They're not putting him out there. Listen, if you're going to have this type of lineup, right, DJ LeMahieu, we're trying to save him for later on in the year. Put Peraza at third base and just DH DJ. Even though DJ is going to give you Gold Glove type defense at that position, but Peraza is not a slouch either.
No.
Right, so DH DJ LeMahieu or DH Rizzo and have LeMahieu play first base. However you got to do it, but you got to find the way to get Peraza in this lineup. Shout out to my man Cam DJ Stills, who said, I woke up today and chose violence. You guys better watch out, because when somebody admits that they woke up and chose violence, you got to watch out for that one. But shout out to you, Cam. Appreciate you for being in the building. Mitchell Fernandez, yes, and Chaparro had another home run yesterday, and he is killing it down there at AAA, right? He started off AAA a bit rocky. I think he was 1 for his first 15 or 1 for his first 20, something like that. But ever since then, he's hitting over 400. He has 7 home runs. He is killing it when it comes to extra bases. His on-base percentage is through the roof. And that's the thing that I love about Chaparro. He may be a big-time bat who may swing for the fences and try to knock one to moon or orbit it out to like San Francisco or whatever. But at the same time, he's not a strikeout type of guy. And that's the type of bat you need in this lineup.
Yeah, we need guys in our lineup that we want to watch. I'd love to tune in to see Chaparro's at bats. I turn the game off when Hicks is up. I don't even want. I just I'll go get a snack. I mean, we have to have some excitement, and this kid provides that. Regardless if he doesn't hit home runs in the big leagues, at least have some good at bats.
Yes.
So, it's got to change. It's got to change, and it's got to happen now. It's time's running out, and this team's it's really starting to worry me.
No, I get it, bro. I'm with you with that one, right? We got Li Yankee King in the chat that's saying this is why we should have traded Stanton in the offseason. Li, if there's any way we could get rid of Stanton, I'm there with you. But he has a no trade clause. Unless he wants to get traded, he ain't gonna get traded. And that's the thing when it comes to Giancarlo Stanton. Everything rests on if he wants to get moved. You got his no trade clause. You got his injury history. You got the money that is owed to him. And I know within the last couple of years, you got the Miami Marlins playing some of that salary as well. I think it's like $10 million a season that they're helping out with. But at the same time, what team is going to be stupid enough to take him this headache off of our hands?
No, I don't think anybody. I mean, someone with the deep pockets, Dodgers, Padres, I don't know.
It's a whole money situation. What team is going to want Giancarlo Stanton, who can hardly stay on the field, but they got to pay some money? Now, his annual salary is $35 million over the next couple of seasons, right? I get that.
Yeah.
I think the Marlins is paying $10 million, so that takes it down to $25 million, right? If the Yankees could come in there and tell the team, listen, we'll pay the $10 million per season for the remainder of his contract, all the team has to pick up is just a $15 million. Right now, can you entice a team to take on Giancarlo Stanton's that type of headache for $15 million? Maybe. maybe there's a team out there that would take a risk on Giancarlo Stanton as a DH for $15 million. But at the same time, it's who's going to be that team?
Yeah.
Maybe the Dodgers, but the Dodgers are dealing with payroll flexibility, payroll issues right now. Maybe the Padres, but I'm not sure because the Padres, they're going to have to pony up some money for Juan Soto. So
Yeah,
what's it going to be?
Yeah, I don't know. Good question. I mean, a couple teams could use them, but again, the money situation. Yeah, it's
Make sure you guys go and check out my guy Joe from the Shift. He said he just did a video on Chaparro on Chappie, and he is the real deal. He is, right? And people bring up his ability defensively, right? And I think people are making it a bigger issue than what it is. Is he a gold glove type of defender at third base? No, he's absolutely not. That's not the type of player he's going to be. Is he above average and can get the job done? I personally believe that he's above average and can get the job done. But the thing about Chaparro is that you could put him either at third base or first base. He doesn't have one position you could stick him at, right? And I think in 2023, that's the new style of baseball. You got to be able to play multiple positions in order to make a roster. So having the ability to play third base and first base, this is not a Miguel Andujar situation where Miguel Andujar is a below average defender, but he can only stick at third base and you can't find anywhere else to put him.
Yeah, the DH spot's wide open now with Stanton out, so he can be in there every day.
And like Joe said, I like Stanton. It stinks that he can't stay healthy. Yeah, 100%. I love that bat when he's on fire, when he's locked in. Stanton is probably one of the hardest bats to get out in the league. But it's the whole thing about him not staying healthy, because what happens is he'll get rolling like he did to start the season. He'll be crushing the baseball, but he'll pull a hamstring out for 4 weeks. When he comes back, it takes him about 2 to 3 to 4 weeks to get back into his rhythm. And by the time he gets back into his rhythm, he gets injured again. So that's the whole thing with him. He's not able to get into his full rhythm because he's always injured.
Yeah, I thought they would have figured this out by now. I mean, this happens every year. Come on, these trainers not helping him out.
And I don't know. And shout out to John Boy and them who asked Aaron Boone, like, do you guys even have trainers? Do you guys actually have guys that graduated from health school and are trainers? Because I don't know. The Yankees training staff ever since 2015 has been horrendous.
Yeah, it's been horrible every year. I don't think there's a more injured team every year than the Yankees. It's mind-boggling. I don't get it.
I don't get it as well. And shout out to my guy Nathan Ramachandra in the NR Hour. He's the one who called me yesterday with the news with Josh Donaldson, because Josh Donaldson, he's rehabbing in Somerset. Nathan covers the Somerset Patriots, and he said, listen, we just spoke to Josh Donaldson. He doesn't know when he's going to be back. And off the record, he's not walking around like somebody who is healthy. So that Josh Donaldson injury, he may come back later than Stanton.
Yeah. The thing though, we won't miss him as much. I mean, he's got a good glove, but we got DJ at third. We were not going to miss JD.
We're definitely not going to miss JD. Shout out to my guy Lorenzo Cardona in the building. Ayo Enzo, how you doing, my man? But let's see. Mitchell Fernandez says Peraza has to perform before JD be ready to return. Listen, I hope Josh Donaldson probably returns, but I'm not putting all my eggs in a basket hoping that Josh Donaldson returns, because when it comes to Donaldson, he didn't start off the season well either. So we got to wait for him to come back into form, and then take 2 or 4 weeks to get back into the rhythm of things. No, I'd rather call up a young guy like Chaparro, give him the opportunity and see what happens, or have Peraza at third base and see what happens.
Yeah, Peraza needs to be in the lineup every day. That kid's got to get consistent play. It's not going to work out if he just gets.
Shout out to my guy Darren in Grunts Baseball. If you guys don't know, I do a show every day on Grunts Baseball. It's called the Pregame Show. We do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And on Tuesdays, we got the OFP show with myself, Halal, and Jiggleman Porto. Shout out to my guy Darren for giving us that opportunity over there on Grunts Baseball. It's a real good channel. It's a real good community as well. So I would love a lot of you guys, if you guys can, go over and subscribe to that channel as well.
Jigga's in the chat. He's on the D train, he said.
My guy Jigga Man Porto, what it do? But you on the D train, bro? Don't get robbed, bro. Don't get robbed on the D train.
Is Mazda with you?
Nah, Mazda, that's the 4 train. That's the other train that goes to Yankee Stadium. But let's jump into more of the news. Like I brought up, when it comes to Josh Donaldson, we get an injury update that he's going to be out for extended period of time. He had a setback in his rehab process, and Rodon had a setback in his rehab process when it comes to his back barking. So I don't. When it comes to injuries, the Yankees, they just injuries just piling up, bro.
Can we get a guy back on the IL before another one goes on? I mean,
I don't.
this is
You're
getting
asking for too
ridiculous.
much, TC.
Yeah,
You're asking for too much, bro.
I mean, come on. I don't know what team I'm watching here. It's like the Scranton Express, and up, down. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Up, down, left, right, back, back. It feels like a PlayStation 1 cheat code for a video game. That's what it feels like right now. We get one person back and then another person goes out. But when it comes to Donaldson, we shouldn't be surprised. He's up there in age. The man's 35, 36 years old. He is up there in age. He got the salt and pepper in his hair. He's up there in age, bro.
But what did he do? He did a valet jog to first, and he pulls a hamstring. What's going on?
Hey, listen,
I don't.
at 33 years old, if I cough hard enough, I could rupture an oblique. All right. So
Okay. All right.
oh man, but I seen TC Stills put it in the chat, talking about the Yankees selling Shohei Ohtani jerseys at the stadium. Listen, when it comes down to it, it's a business at the end of the day. Yankees got to capitalize however they can capitalize. So if you got Shohei Ohtani coming into town, which in New York City has a huge influx of Asian community, and if you could take advantage of trying to sell some dollars sell some jerseys to make some dollars, you're going to do it. But I'm gonna ask you, TC, when it comes to Shohei Ohtani in the Bronx, do you think this man is flirting with us?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of looking like that, and I like the possibility of him joining the team. I would. He has the perfect swing for Yankee Stadium, and to slot in as a second, third pitcher behind Cole. Oh man, I would love to see that.
My
But
man,
I
Manny
think
said,
you.
hold on.
Oh, go
Manny
ahead.
says this season is looking like a Berman call. Back, gone. Go ahead, TC. My fault.
But I'll let you sell everybody on the way you want Ohtani, how you're going to get Ohtani, because the payroll and with the money he's going to ask for, 500 to 600 million. So I'll let you. I know you're the car salesman.
I won't get into my car salesman mode yet, right? I won't get into that. What I will say first is that, according to our guys at Foul Territory, and also shout out to our guys Scott Braun, AJ Pazinski, Eric Kratz, Adam Jones over there in Foul Territory. But according to them over there, they had a reporter on yesterday, right? I'm forgetting this man's name, but he was talking about how Shohei Ohtani, he's going about things differently this time in New York than he normally does. Normally, he doesn't speak to the media. He only does that after he pitches. He doesn't do that while he's a position player.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing, right? He made himself available to the media both days so far. Obviously, third day right now. Hopefully, he's going to do the same thing. But he's made himself available every day to the media. On top of it, normally Shohei Ohtani is not out there on the field while he's on the road doing batting practice. He likes to take his batting practice in the cage on the inside when he's on the road. Normally, he saves his outside batting practice for when he's home in LA. But with the Yankees so far, he's been out there every day for the first one for batting practice. Not even second, third. No, he's the first one lined up for batting practice. What's your thoughts on that real quick before I take my deep dive?
Yeah, that's a sign that he's. I think he's auditioning. He wants to get the fans behind him, and I think he's pushing. He's like, I think New York is okay for me. I like the spotlight, and I see how Judge is getting the attention he gets, and he wants a little something of that. He wants some of that.
Oh yeah, 100%. When it comes down to Shohei Ohtani, Yankee fans, I know the first thing majority of us Yankee fans are going to say is the money don't match up. The money don't make sense. But let me try to sell you on this, like my guy TC Stills was
Break
saying,
it down.
right? I know that we're stuck right now with Giancarlo Stanton. I get that, right? Let's put Stanton to the side. For sake of this conversation, let's just take Giancarlo Stanton, put him to the side, right? If you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh cards, we're going to take Stanton and we're going to send him to the graveyard. That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to take him to the graveyard, right? If this is Monopoly, he goes straight to jail. He can't move, right? So let's take Stanton, put him to the side. Shohei Ohtani is going to demand anywhere from $50 to $60 million per season, right? So let's just have this conversation. For the Yankees, after this season, We know Luis Severino was coming off for the books. That's 15 million right there, right?
Yep.
We know that Josh Donaldson and his 25 million is going to be coming off for the books, right? So that's $40 million just from Donaldson and just from Luis Severino, right? If the Yankees can trade Gleyber Torres to a team for some prospects, we're taking Gleyber's $10 million and added it on to that right there. That's $50 million right there. Now, if there's a way for the Yankees to cut bait with Aaron Hicks, he's owed $30 million over the next 3 seasons, right? If the Yankees could figure out a way to cut Aaron Hicks, to have him leave the team, instead of $30 million, you just pay him that $15 million. Just cut it in half. That's $5 million per season. That's $55 million right there. Money set aside for Shohei Ohtani without even going over the luxury tax. So let me know in the chat if you guys would want to add Shohei Ohtani. Also, you got Montez 10 million coming off of the books. Viking, my guy. That's why you my guy right there. Yep. So take his 10 million, put that on top. That's 65 million right there. Yankee fans, let me know. Would you trade Shohei Ohtani for Josh Donaldson, Luis Severino, Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, and Frankie Montas? Would you trade those 5 players, get rid of those 5 players to add Shohei Ohtani to this roster? Let me know.
And I think the Yankees should sue Aaron Hicks on his poor play and get money back. I think they deserve that.
L.I. Yankee King, you know I love you, my guy, but you cannot tell me that doesn't make sense. Trading this MVP candidate, this MVP type superstar for Torres, Donaldson, Severino, Hicks, and Montez. You're going to tell me that doesn't make sense? Yankee fans in the chat, let me know. We still have Stanton. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? I said we're going to take Stanton
not paying attention
and put him to the side. We're just having this conversation to have this conversation. We'll deal with Stanton when we get to Stanton. But we'll take Stanton, put him to the side. Would you trade those 5 players that I named for Shohei Ohtani? What do you do with Stanton? We'll take Stanton, put him to the side for right now for the conversation. I'm asking you, L.I., would you trade those 5 players that I just said? Would you get rid of those 5 players for Shohei Ohtani?
Easy, no doubt.
My guy, MP, shout out, get rid of Stanton first. We're going to get rid of Stanton. I'm just saying for the conversation, we're going to take Stanton, put him to the side, right? You guys ever play freeze tag? I know you guys play freeze tag growing up. So we're going to tag Stanton. You're frozen. Put you to the side. We're just having the conversation about Shohei Ohtani and the money, right? Even if we figure out a way to get rid of Stanton, like I said, his last few years, his contract, he's going to get paid $35 million. The Marlins are going to pay $10 million per season in his last 3 years. So that $35 million is actually $25 million that the Yankees have to pay. If the Yankees can get a team like the Dodgers or the Padres or somebody on the West Coast to take Giancarlo Stanton, the Yankees can say, okay, the Marlins are paying $10 million. We'll pay $10 million, and all you have to do is pay $15 million for his last 3 seasons. Maybe there's a team out there on the West Coast that would take Giancarlo Stanton for $15 million per season.
Yep. I'll do it every day of the week. Give me Shohei. Let's go.
My man, NYY News, Ruben's in the building. Ruben, my guy, salute to you.
There you go.
And we did all of that when it comes to the 5 players that I talked about, right? Getting rid of, subtracting them from our payroll, adding Shohei Ohtani, $65 million. Those 5 players added up to $65 million. So if we were to subtract those 5 players and add Shohei making $65 million, we won't even be going over the luxury tax.
Right, and we can bring up all our kids, bring up all the prospects, and we'll have a cheaper rest of the team because those guys don't command money.
But if we make a move like that for Shohei Ohtani, putting all that money into Ohtani, right? If we make that move, we may be hamstrung when it comes to payroll flexibility, and I understand that, right? And this is where these young kids that are coming up, they need to pan out. This move only works if these young kids pan out and become average major league players. We're not asking Chaparro to become Miguel Cabrera. We're asking him to become an average major league player that could pop 20 to 30 home runs a year and knock in 80 to 100 RBIs. We're not asking him to be a superstar type of player. This move only works out if those young kids that we have pan out. so we can sprinkle them around the Ohtani, so we can sprinkle them around Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon. And also, Garrett Cole has an option when in his contract within the next couple of years. I think after next year, he has a player option where he could opt out. So he can opt out and he can leave the Yankees, and we have Shohei Ohtani as our ace. So that's $35 million gone from Garrett Cole. Would I like Garrett Cole to stay with the Yankees? Absolutely. I would love Garrett Cole to stay with the Yankees. But if he walks away and it frees up $35 million and we still have Ohtani as our ace, we may be in a good position to move some money around.
And possibly at that time, Roki Sasaki is available.
And then LI, the Japanese player I'm saving for is not Ohtani, it's third baseman. We'll be able to sign Murakami anyway. And it will be more intriguing for Murakami to come to the Yankees if he has Shohei Ohtani over here.
Exactly.
If he has one of his countrymen over here who was a superstar in that league over there in Japan, if Ohtani's over here, it makes it more attractive for Murakami to want to come to the Yankees than another West Coast team. Am I bugging for thinking that, TC?
No. And I think we need to call up Hideki Matsui and have a little conversation and say,
we need
hey,
Matsui to do some recruiting.
Hey, come on over. Hey, these fans love the Japanese players. Come on over.
We can have both Matsui and Ichiro Suzuki. Because Ichiro played for the Yankees for a couple of years as well.
Yeah. Tanaka? Where's Tanaka at? Get him on the phone.
Bro, I love you, bro. But like I said, if you're telling me that you're not going to trade or get rid of those 5 players I said for Shohei Ohtani, something must be wrong, right? It's not clicking. It's really not clicking in your head.
He's a once in a generation type player.
Like Ruben said, Murakami and Ohtani, you said would not work or would work. I'm not sure what you're saying right there, Ruben. If you could just let us know. I think it would definitely work. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Hector getting on cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Listen, stop talking about cereal because I'm hungry right now, right?
It's lunchtime.
Cam, DJs. Cam, you gonna tell me that you wouldn't like Shohei Ohtani or Murakami with the Yankees? I understand we are the New York Yankees, but at the same time, those are talented baseball players. Matsui helped us win a World Series in 2009. If I'm the Yankees, I'm trying to do whatever I can. And you got to think of it also. It's also a business move also.
Right.
Because say like if the Yankees were to get Shohei Ohtani, that TV deal that comes over from Japan. When Matsui came over to the Yankees, right, in 2002, 2003, that time, 2003, 2004, 2005, when he was with the Yankees, that TV deal that the Yankees were able to work out with Japan, it netted the Yankees $20 to $30 million a season.
Phew.
You can look it up. Forbes wrote an article about it a few years ago, right? You can look it up, put Forbes TV deal, Hideki Matsui. It'll pop up in your Google feed, right? That TV deal in 2002, 2003 netted the Yankees $20 to $30 million. The numbers are a bit murky when it comes to Shohei Ohtani and the Angels, but I'm going to say this right now, $20 to $30 million in 2002 and 2003, it definitely is worth way more now in 2023.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if Ohtani was on this team, the merchandise, the sales, would be through the roof.
The merchandise, the sales, the TV deal with Japan, the exclusive rights to show Yankee games in Japan will be extra. That money that they will make just from the Japanese market, that pays their luxury tax.
Yeah.
Hands over fists. That's not even touching your MLB TV deal that you got here in the States, which nets the Yankees $100 million a season. So the money that they will make from the Japanese market alone, that money will be enough to pay for the for any luxury tax if the Yankees decides to go over the luxury tax.
Facts.
Vikings, I appreciate you, my guy. I just try to navigate in this community the best way I can. This is one thing I got to say. We have great content creators in the Yankees community. My guy, Pete Seminetti, my guy, Joe from The Shift, Uncle Tats in the Pinstripe Chronicles, Mikey Mazza in the 4 Train Express, the Twin Bills, Luca and Alex. One thing I got to say is that I appreciate that all of us, we're friends. We know all of each other, right? I love the fact that we're all besties on the internet, because I know if I say something wrong, I know Tats will call me real quick, like, Hector, that take you just made was horrible. Or I know if I say something wrong, Pete will call me and curse me out and be like, dog, what are you doing? That take was horrible, right? So I understand, right? And I definitely appreciate the sentiments, Viking, but we have great content creators across the entire Yankee community, right?
Yes, sir, we do.
Definitely do.
Yeah.
Li.
Oh boy.
Yeah, my guy Li. You know one thing, he doesn't move off of his point. That's one thing I'm gonna give about him. He doesn't move off of his point. He would die on whatever hill that he is on. That's what you gotta love about Li Yankee King. But Li, you're wrong. You're for gazies in this one.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on. So the game from last night, I'm gonna bring up
Yep.
the Yankees lineup. TC, if you want, you could do the lineup. I'll do the pitching side of things.
Sure.
All right, go ahead, TC.
So we had Anthony Volpe leading off. He went 2 for 4, and Aaron Judge went 1 for 3 with that home run. Basically, the whole offense. Tony Rizzo, 1 for 3, still batting over 300. Gleyber Torres, 0 for 4 in his midseason form. DJ LeMahieu, 0 for 4. Willie Calhoun was a DH. He went 0 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando Cabrera, who John Sterling calls Orlando, went 1 for 4. Jose Trevino 1 for 4, and Frenchie Cordero, he's kind of fell off, man. It's too bad. He went 0 for 3. But this lineup is struggling to score runs, and
it definitely is.
I think we need some. We need those prospects, some of those guys. I don't know.
We need
Chaparro,
some of those guys to come up. We need some,
let's go.
and that was funny too, saying Gleyber Torres in midseason form. He definitely was.
Yeah.
He's 1 for his last 21, basically
Yes,
say
sir.
0 for his last 20, but he was able to get the sack fly on when the base is loaded, right? Would I rather see a hit in that situation? Yeah, I would rather see a hit, but get the runner in. Get the runner in.
Li, I'm sorry.
Any
Li.
which way you can. Yeah, sorry, Li. We don't mean to beat up on your favorite Yankee of all time, Gleyber Torres. I apologize.
He won
low key, I think Li Yankee has a tattoo of Gleyber Torres, at least on his arm or in the middle of his bicep. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Johnny Brito pitched for the Yankees. He pitched 4 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Michael King as well pitched 2 1/3, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. He had that big strikeout of Ohtani. Great job in that situation. Wandy Peralta had a little bit of a clunker, not a clunker, but he gave up the run, the first run of the season, but it was off of a balk.
A balk, yeah.
Off of a balk. So he pitched an inning in the third, 2 hits, 1 run, no walk, 2 strikeouts. And Clay Holmes made it a bit stressful as well out there for the Yankees. He pitched the inning, no hit, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeouts. He hit a batter as well. Ian Hamilton came in. He pitched the inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts as well. The winning pitcher on record for the Yankees was Ian Hamilton, 1 for 1.
He's been a quite a find, huh? Ian Hamilton.
He really has.
Wow,
he really has. And a great story in baseball. We all know what happened when it comes to him. The injuries that he got hit in the face. It's just he had a string of just horrible bad luck injuries, and he was able to bounce back, and we like to see it. You all love a great baseball
underdog
story, and Ian Hamilton is a great underdog story. Cam, what's worse, Scherzer getting ejected for rosin, the Knicks, or LI's? If I had to pick, Cam, I would say the Knicks getting blown out in game 2 by the Cavs. Hopefully we come back strong. Hopefully I'm in the building tomorrow at Madison Square Garden. We're just waiting on one of the sponsors to let us know if the tickets come through. But if I had to say, it would be the Knicks. When it comes to LI's takes, though, at least it starts conversations. I know that's what people don't like sometimes, but at least it starts the conversation, right? Lorenzo Cardona said, people talking about Ian Hamilton should be a core. His story is amazing. I wouldn't want him to be the closer. Don't want to put that pressure on him. I do like his stuff. Keep him in the role that you're keeping him. They used him in extra innings because they had no one else that was reliable to go to. So keep him in the 6th, 7th inning. Don't try to put that much pressure on him, because pressure sometimes it crack pipes or it makes diamonds. Clay Holmes, he looked like a diamond for the first half of the season last year. Now he looked like some plexiglass or some little plastic tubing. Yeah, like them plumbers that do horrible jobs and they put those horrible tubings. They don't follow regulations. That's how Clay Holmes is looking right now.
Yeah, it's in his head. I don't know. It's just he can't figure it out right now. I don't know why.
I don't know right either. Like, shout out to my guy, the Big Japple. He's an amateur pitcher or whatever for an independent league in New York City, and he broke it down. It's probably a release point, or it's probably just where he has his hands on the baseball. I'm not sure if he just forgot where he put his fingers on the baseball from last year to now. But when it comes down to it, his sinker is not sinking, right? It's not sinking. it's going east to west instead of north to south. And if you have a sinker, right, that goes east to west and it's flat, you're throwing up basically a batting practice pitch.
Yeah,
that's basically what you're throwing up there.
Meatballs.
No, it's not a blazer, bro. I wish it was a blazer. This is a nice little button up, bro. This is not a blazer. I wish it was a blazer. Trust me, I'm gonna start wearing some blazers, Cam. If you want me to wear some blazers with some snapbacks, I'll do that, bro. Trust me.
We want to see you. We want to see you suited up like your little emoji, your little guy here.
Oh yeah, I gotta follow the guy, right? I gotta follow the guy. My guy right there on the bottom. But guys, I'm gonna put the link to the open chat in the open panel in the chat right now. Hold on. Let me put it in there. Give me 1 second. But like I said, guys, if you guys can, please follow the terms and services when it comes to YouTube's guidelines. When it comes to the open panel, please be respectful to everybody on the panel. Please, no cursing. You know, we don't like to curse over here on the channel that much. We keep it down to a minimum. But also, like I said, follow the terms and services. Be respectful to everybody else. If you're giving a take, if somebody's giving a take, let them finish your take before you're able to jump in. I throw it around to everybody so everybody will get a chance to give their take on how they're feeling when it comes to our team. But like always, I appreciate everybody who's in the chat. I appreciate everybody who jumps on the open panel. I am Boricua, Cam. I am from De La Isla, 100%. Puro. Shout out to my man, Mikey Mazza in the 4 Train Express. Salute, Mazito.
What's up, brother? What's going on,
I'm chilling, bro. How you feeling?
Good to see you, man.
You too.
Are you reporting from a secret CIA base right now? That you got some addresses on the back. You don't want to show them.
No, no, I'm actually in New Orleans. I'm in NOLA right now.
Oh, nice, awesome, nice.
For a detachment, but it's not bad.
Okay, all right. How long you staying out there in New Orleans?
Till the 29th.
All right, copy. So Mikey Mazza is going to be holding it down in New Orleans right now, but I'm going to bring up on my man, Mr. NYY's News, Ruben. Ruben,
on the move. Look at him. He's on the.
What up, y'all?
He's driving to Ohio. He's driving to Ohio right now to give Eli a piece of his mind. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I was out on the road. I just turned off my Lyft app because I was like, hold on, I got to get into this.
Nah, I appreciate you for jumping in, Ruben. Ruben, what's your thoughts on the possibility of Shohei Ohtani joining this team before we get the next person up here?
Yeah. So I think I know where Eli is going with it, and I don't fully disagree, and I'll tell you why. The reason why Ohtani worked out so well for the Angels at first is because he came before the age of 25, and that by the CBA rules that made him automatically have to comply to the rookie rules. So you'll get basically the rookie minimum. Then after those 3 years, then you start going through arbitration. Now, Murakami is eligible for that right now, but given his renewal with this contract, if I'm not mistaken, he might be coming over to the States at the age of 25.
Okay.
So if he comes in at the age of 25, then he'll be able to actually negotiate a contract like Masahiro Tanaka, who signed for $155 million, and that's the reason why Ohtani didn't have to sign big money last time, because he said, screw the money, let me go to the MLB now, and I'll take the minimum and take the risk. So that's the only thing. So if at that time, that means that Murakami might be like, yo, I'm getting 30 mil. And then so now you're looking at 30 mil plus 65 mil, 60 mil for an Ohtani.
No, I get it, and I see the both sides of the argument, right? But we all want this team to open up their wallets and spend some money real quick. Oh, I got somebody else. I got everybody backstage. I'm gonna bring you guys up one at a time. But I got somebody who's first time on the panel, first time seeing him. My guy Don Sicario's in the building.
What up?
Hello, mío. Hello, que mi hermano. What's good, Brody?
What's good? How's everyone doing today?
Good, man.
Chilling, bro. Chilling. How you feeling, bro? First time on the panel. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us for this convo.
Yo, listen, I'm in the whip right now, so if it's choppy, my fault. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to make things happen. I saw this. I was on the chop, been listening. but I haven't been able to type or anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I was driving around, so I'm like, hold up, I'm pulling over.
All good, bro. As long as you and Ruben are both safe while you're driving, while on the panel, you know I love you.
Watch
you
the
know,
road.
But bro, I'm gonna ask you, Don, too, before I bring up the next person. What's your thoughts on the whole Shohei Ohtani thing coming to the Bronx?
Listen, in my opinion, I don't think it's gonna happen because I would love for it to happen, of course. But there's a lot of right now with everything going on, with the way this organization has been dealing with stuff with free agents and whatnot. It always seems like there's going to be this rush of check marks saying that we're going to be connected to Ohtani, and every time that happens, we're connected to somebody. It never happens. So with the DH right now, we got Stanton in the DH position. Like, we have more needs than somebody that can DH and pitch. Of course, we can use Ohtani, but the way Hal has been spending money, I don't see it happening. I feel like they're going to try to focus on other positions of needs right now in this team because he's going to be super expensive. Yeah, we got a lot of money coming off the books. Pero you think look at all the effort you took just to sign Judge. You think we're going to add another person get paid more than Judge right now? Like, I'm all for it. We've had our hearts broken too many times. I'm not gonna fall for it.
No, I get it, bro. I got listen. We all remember the offseason of Bryce Harper and Manny Machado and how we were all upset that didn't work out with us, right? So it's definitely still hurts to this day. I don't want it to be a 2.0 situation, but I'm living in the hypothetical. You feel me, right? If I can dream, let me dream just a little bit, Dawn.
Possibilities.
All right. If the possibility, let's say it's true, he's gonna come here, I'm all for it. I'm all, you know what I'm saying? He's from after the WBC, because a lot of Yankee fans don't really, after that whole situation with the MVP race, a lot of Yankee fans kind of didn't want to see anything with Ohtani. Nobody wanted to have anything to do with him, right? But with the WBC, a lot of fans got to really see what Ohtani's about. Like, we really got to see the hype. And I fell into it. I'm in the hype right now. That guy is an animal.
Yeah,
I believe CC now.
Me over. Like you said, he won me over in the World Baseball Classic. How he carried himself, how he interacted with the fans, how he interacted with the media. This man shows that he wants to play in high pressure situation. He wants to play in high markets. He wants to play in those markets that the pressure cooks to you. I think when he first came to the States, he wanted to be on the West Coast because it's a easier flight going back to Japan. If you think about it, it literally cuts 9 hours out of your flight back to Japan. So if you first come over to the States and you want that easy travel back and forth, you'll go with the West Coast team, right? Because it'll make it easier for you to travel back and forth. Now, I think, and he's going to be in his 30s, he's going to want all in. He's going to want to be in the World Series. He's going to want to be in the playoffs. And I'm not sure if the Angels or any other West Coast team will be able to bring that for him.
I mean, I don't know if it's still on me or if you guys want to switch it up.
You could go. I'll throw it over to Mazza and then to Ruben to get their takes before I bring somebody else on. Go ahead, Don.
So I know everybody's talking about the Dodgers and the Mets, right? Because the Dodgers, the certain moves they've been making, it seems like they're gonna go all out for Ohtani, and then obviously Uncle Stevie, he's gonna be in there too. My two teams that I see as low key, like one of them, I feel like it's the Padres, and my low key sleeper team is the Giants. Because in that area over there, I feel like the Asian community, the Japanese community is heavy over there, and he can easily go. They're dying to spend money. The Giants want to spend money. They need like a superstar on that team. I mean, I'm not saying that's gonna be them, but I feel like that's a sleeper team. And then the Padres, I mean, the Padres are throwing out money left and right. They're going for it. So those are my two teams that I feel like are sleeper teams.
Definitely. TC, I'm going to throw it to you. Make it real fast. Throw it to Mazza and Ruben. And I got my guys backstage. I see you guys backstage. I'm going to bring you guys up one by one. But TC, go ahead. Give your take real quick. Throw it to Mazza and then Ruben before I bring up somebody else. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I mean, the possibility of Ohtani is great. But, the money situation and all that, I don't know if it's going to work out. I mean, I would love it. But I don't know with this team. I don't think they'll pull the trigger on that. Go ahead, Mazza.
Yeah, I agree. I think before I dip out as well, I think it's going to be what Don said. It's going to be between the Padres and Giants next year. Yeah, everyone talks about the Mets and the Dodgers, but I think the Padres and the Giants are going to be the two that are going to battle it out for him. I do think he'll end up signing with the Padres just because the Padres are trying to even lock up Soto and Hader, so they're serious about it.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you. Ruben, what's your thoughts on the take that Don just gave before I bring up somebody else to the panel? What's your take on it, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the Dodgers went under all the luxury taxes this year just to reset. That tells me that they really want to go big on Ohtani most likely. So to me, the West Coast is the biggest threat in my opinion between the Dodgers and the Giants. Now, one last thing I will say because I do got to drop off, and I'll keep listening.
No problem, brother.
YouTube. If it meant signing Ohtani at $65 million or $60 million, whatever it ends up being, I think I might rather take those resources and do in Atlanta and start extending our young guys. I would much rather do that, get a young core locked up long term, get Peraza, Volpe, or Glaber or whatever, whoever they end up deciding. Like it's like, okay, if you guys know who you want and you like their mental makeup for New York and everything, man, extend them. Just extend them. Get it out of the way. Get them under a team-friendly contract, and then if at some point you need to trade them, well, guess what? With inflation the way it is, 10 mil will be 5 mil, like 2.5 million in the next 3 years. You know what I mean?
Fact. No, 100%. Ruben, my guy, appreciate you like always jumping on the panel. You be safe out there, Papa, and anytime you want to come up here is an open door policy, brother.
Ahí estamos, Papa. Dale, I'll be listening.
Cuídate.
Hey, Ruben.
Hector, I gotta run through. I gotta get back to work, but
no problem. Mazza, same thing for you, brother. I appreciate you. Love you so much. Be safe out there in New Orleans. Don't get into any trouble, all right?
You know.
Later, Mazza. Now before I bring up the next person to the panel, right? If you guys can hit that like button for the boys as we continue this conversation, but I'm gonna bring up my guy KC Funtime, and I'm bringing you guys up as you guys came in. So I'm gonna bring up KC Funtime, and then I got Sunil right after that, and then I got Jonathan right after that, and then I got Tyler and Li right after that. Right?
Yo,
So
I'm gonna book it too.
Yo, Don, my guy, I love you, bro. You be safe,
man. Yo, I appreciate you having me on. You feel me? When I met y'all over there at the event, man, y'all cool peoples. I dig it. And anytime I get an opportunity to hit y'all up and kind of join this, I'm gonna take it because I dig the vibes. You know what I'm saying? The family's good.
Yeah, definitely is. Toma familia.
Yeah, hold it down.
All right, be safe,
all right, bro. You be good out there. All right, much love. So I'm gonna bring up my guy, Mr. KC Funtime, in the building. KC, what it do, brother?
Look at this guy.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Good, brother.
Yeah.
All is well, bro. You've been listening to the conversation. What's your thoughts on the Shohei Ohtani situation? And if you are in the front office with the Yankees, are you making that deal?
Personally, yes, I am, and here's why. There's other Japanese players. I know names are getting thrown out there for future years, and they're all great. But Shohei has proven himself already in the major leagues as a pitcher, as a hitter, not only in the WBC and clutch situations, but in New York as well. He's performed in Yankee Stadium. So why wouldn't you bring in a player like that? From a marketing standpoint, it makes sense. And then from a need that they need another legitimate left-handed bat and they need another starter. So to me, I'm making that deal.
I feel you. Now I'm gonna bring up my guy, Mr. Sunil. Washed his hands and all. Sunil, what it do, my guy?
Yeah. So you see, hey, what's up, guys? So you see the hidden gem in my in the last part of my screen name.
Wash Arnoldson.
No. Did you catch the TAH segment in the chat? I threw up an acronym in there.
No. Please explain it for us who didn't see it and for the people who's just tuning in right now, Sunil, because you were the king of the acronyms. Go ahead, bro.
So what's he on the DL for right now? What did he just suffer from recently? Put it together. Tight ass hamstrings.
Yeah, that's funny. That I get it. Now I get it. Now it's starting to make sense. But no, that's hilarious right there. Shout out to my guy Lorenzo Cardona who said, "So what if Ohtani gets hurt though? That's the risk that you're taking when it comes to Ohtani." Before I answer that, Lorenzo, Sunil, what's your thoughts on this Ohtani conversation, right? Because I know I'm looking at Li Yankee King right now in the backstage, and I know he's fuming to jump on in this. Li, I got you, bro. Trust me, I'm saving you for last. All right, bro. So, what's your thoughts on this, Sunil? Before I bring up Jonathan and Tyler.
Well, all right. It's not. I'm going to come clear and forthright to say it's not hate, but it's a concern. Okay. And I'm going to explain this as briefly as possible. You have seen him. You have seen him pitch. I don't know, maybe 2-3 times in the Bronx against us, and we've had some relatively high-powered offensive showings against him. My concern is the thing is, the AL East is a dominant division. You have the Red Sox when they're good, they're powerful. You got hitters like Devers and Verdugo on there. You got the Rays, who are not exactly a home run hitting team, but they can hit you around the park even with the extra base hits. You got Vladdy and company in the Jays. You got the up and coming Orioles. So you have a very high octane division. You've seen Ohtani pitch against the high-octane offense in the Bronx. Do you really want to take that risk? See, I'm not against Ohtani entirely, but I would, for now, put it as an outfielder and a DH, basically. Because we do need an outfielder if you look at that. Left field, corner outfielders, whatever you want to do, mix and match. You know, that part makes sense. Outfield and DH, yes. Pitching, I still have flashbacks of Sonny Gray 2.0. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a bit of a low blow, Sonny Gray. I'm not sure if anybody pitches worse than Sonny Gray, honestly. With the
Rabu.
Well, at least Rabu had 100-mile-per-hour fastball, right? At least he had that to help him out.
Let's go with the Oriental takes. Kagawa.
With Ogawa, if we can just going forward, please. If we can't use that word that you just said, Sunil, just because it does violate YouTube terms and services. So please, if we can refrain from using that, por favor. I do apologize to anybody who's listened that took offense to that. I do apologize to that.
I know. I mean, I was just trying to say people who've come across and been posted and basically performed in a very subpar fashion. And Kagawa is front and center in that context.
Kagawa was king of the shades, right? So when it comes to Kagawa, he's king of the shades, right? That's the one thing that we can give him credit for, right? But I'm gonna bring up my guy Jonathan to get him involved into the conversation. That was a great take from you, Sunil. Jonathan, my man, pots and pans. Good time seeing you, brother. It's been a minute.
What's up, Jonathan?
Been a while.
Hope all is well. I see you're still living in a dark cave over there, but hey, we still love you, Jonathan. No, I'm joking. It's all love.
I don't know. I'm trying to make it the best. And how do you bring light to a studio apartment in New York City?
No, I got you, bro. I got you. Listen, I live in the studio as well, so it's no shame. All right, but Jonathan, you've been listening to the conversation. When it comes down to Shohei Ohtani, what's your thoughts before I bring Tyler and Li into the building?
I mean, as far as Shohei Ohtani, I understand. As far as the business, it's a business choice. It's a good choice to bring Ohtani because of the Japanese market. They haven't had a big-time Japanese player since Tanaka, and before that, Matsui. Do you remember how big Matsui was when it came to the Yankees? He was so big that he was
a superstar. He was like.
I think Ohtani would probably be as big or bigger than Matsui in New York.
Bigger.
And, I think also as far as they're missing that left-handed bat that they missed in Harper. That's one thing that they've been missing because they chose to get Stanton instead of signing Harper. I think they will go for Ohtani because of the left-handed power bat more than the pitching.
Yeah, no, I get you. And when it comes down to this, and I've said it a bunch of times, right? Having Anthony Rizzo as the only left-handed bat in this lineup, it's not going to work. Right, the Yankees, they haven't won any championships with only one left-handed batter in the lineup. They've had multiple left-handed batters in the lineup. In 2009, we had a crazy balance of right-handed, left-handed, and switch-hitting hitters. It made it so much harder for the opposing manager to go through the lineup. If you just have a bunch of righties with one lefty, you're making it easy for the opponent to figure out how to mix and match with their pitches coming out the bullpen.
I think in every, I don't know as a fact, but I think in every Yankee World Series, they've had at least 2 power lefties in that lineup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sean,
so I'm
Derek and Luke.
Go ahead, Sunil, before I bring up the next guy. And I see Tyler. Tyler, for some reason, refresh your stream, Tyler, because it just has the question mark saying that the device is not connecting now. I'm not sure if you got off your Wi-Fi or whatever, but Tyler, just refresh your feed and join back up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sunil.
So I raised one caution about bringing in a Ohtani, as he's still like on the right side of 30 right now. The age is still on his side. Do we want to basically prevent blocking a Spencer Jones and our future kids from coming up in the outfielder? Do we risk getting them traded? And then here's my second take. Before even LI Yankee King comes on, please trade him in that Ohtani deal.
Trade LI.
Trade LI, copy. So LI, let me know if you're ready backstage. And I'm about to bring up my guy LI Yankee King. LI, give me a thumbs up if you're ready back there, brother. He got his shirt on. He ready to come up here. Before I got a little theme music for LI before he joins us. You feel me?
Yeah,
you feel me?
go ahead.
A little MJF from AEW, because I know my guy LI is a heel, just like MJF. So I'm gonna bring up my guy LI Yankee King to the building. LI, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
You doing good? You seem more reserved right now. It seemed like you was punching the pillow backstage. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
So LI, real brief, right? Just so people know. I know when it comes to Ohtani, you know that he's a valuable player, but give me the reason why you wouldn't make the deal and why you would go the route that you wanted to go. All right, brother, go ahead.
Now, I'm going to do a little bit of time traveling in this.
Before you do that, don't make it that long, just because we're closing out at 12:15 because I gotta get ready for the game, right? So make it as fast as you can, LI.
But the quick and short is, in 2025, I'm going to time travel us to 2025. Anthony Rizzo, he gone. He walked away. His career's winding down. We need a first baseman, a left-handed bat. Yankee fans are irritated and peeved that we didn't get Ohtani. Munetaka comes in. Sasaki might be already here because his posting is he can come at 23 like Ohtani did, or come at 25. Depending on what he wants to do. He has that option like Ohtani did. We got Sasaki in. We got Roki Sasaki in. He's getting built up to be that next ace.
Mm-hmm.
And now Munetaka Murakami comes in, because now you're not going to waste one roster spot on a guy that you need 2 positions for in a DH and a pitcher. Now you have a pitcher and a position you need in first base. Ohtani is not a need right now. Well, because in 2025, you might have to move Judge over to start getting him into that DH role. Yep. And I got a projected lineup without really a catcher or center fielder because, well, maybe.
So you got 90% of a projected lineup. All right, LI. I like where this is going. Go ahead, so I can throw it over to TC and KC Fun Time to get their thoughts. Go ahead.
It'd be Volpe starting at shortstop, Jones in left field.
Medina, I apologize for the headache that you're having right now, Medina. I do apologize. Go ahead, LI.
Jones in left field, Torres at second base, Judge at DH, Murakami first. I would trade for Logan Ohape, but I don't know if the Angels are going to do that, so I left it blank. And batting 8th will be right fielder Jason Dominguez and third baseman Oswald Peraza.
All
and
right.
Roki Sasaki will be the starting pitcher.
Listen, the one thing I'm gonna say is that it's well thought out, right? It's a big time travel, like you said. I wish we could get into that time travel machine and go to 2025, but we can't do that. But I appreciate the take, LI. when it comes down to it, I see what you're saying. When it comes to Roki Suzaka, maybe he wants to make the move like Shohei Ohtani, but I'm not sure, because what Shohei Ohtani did is he left a lot of money on the table, right? The minimum in Major League Baseball is what, $800K? That's the minimum salary that you're going to get. Over there in Japan, Shohei Ohtani was already making $10 million in Japan. So he sacrificed so much money to come over here to the States. I'm not sure if Roki's going to do it, because Roki is a phenomenal pitcher, but I'm not sure he's on the same super level status that Shohei Ohtani was in Japan when he came over here, right? Because Shohei Ohtani, he had a couple of years of making that money. He was able to put that to the side before coming over here. If you're Roki, I'm not sure the endorsements or the money that he's making over there in Japan right now, if he's willing to take that sacrifice from 23 to 25 or go through the arbitration process. Because if he comes over here at 23, he has to wait 6 years before hitting free agency. Maybe he'll wait till 25 so he can cash in on the pitching market here in the States, right? So TC, I'm gonna throw it over to you, then Casey, Funtime, Sunil, and Jonathan, and get your thoughts on it. All right, go ahead, TC.
Yeah, I think we beat this argument to death with the Shohei thing. I think the concern now is this lineup and what we're going to do going forward with all these injuries. I think we got to focus on making a move now. We can't keep going scoring two runs or less a game. It's just not cutting it for this team. The pitching has been fantastic in carrying us, but it's not going to last forever. And we got to score more runs. We got to find a way. So, we brought it up earlier. We need to bring up some of these kids and trash some of these bums. Like, just go. Let's move on with this team and come on. It's got to happen. We need a change.
So TC, hold that right there. The Yankees put out their lineup. You got Volpe leading it off at shortstop, Anthony Judge, Aaron Judge in right field, Anthony Rizzo at first base, Gleyber Torres is the DH, LeMahieu is at third base, Peraza is at second base, Cabrera is in left field, Trevino the catcher, and our favorite center fielder, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, is in center field. No. TC, what's your thoughts on the lineup? And then throw it over to my guy, Casey Funtime.
I like Peraza in there. I like Cabrera, IKF, in center. It's just, I don't know about that. I mean, I guess it's the best we can do. We either have Calhoun or Frenchie Cordero. So I think it's a good lineup. I think we need to move off of Gleyber batting fourth. I think we need maybe DJ batting fourth, and Gleyber needs to move down a little bit. But it's okay. I mean, Volpe leading off, I love it. It just, the top of the lineup is set, and him and Judge are a nice 1-2 punch.
Agreed. Casey Funtime, what's your thoughts on the lineup? And throw it over to Sunil right afterwards, right, brother?
Yeah, well, like TC said, the lineup.
Gardena said also everything was good until IKF's name came up. Runs. Go ahead, Casey. My fault. Go ahead, brother.
The lineup has problems scoring runs. We knew this going into the year. That's been the issue in the postseason. I don't know what it is. I know Boone's trying to shuffle things around a bit, moving Volpe, moving LeMahieu. Gleyber, I agree, is kind of in a slump now. He cooled off fast. But, I mean, one stat that's really stands out to me is the Yankees are batting .229 with runners in scoring position as a team. Yep. That's like 23rd, I think, out of 30 teams. That is horrible. Not going to do it. So they need to make some changes.
I made that face. What you just said, it hit me different, right? It's like when you go into the bathroom after somebody's been in there for a long time, that's the face I just made, right? That's the poo-poo smell that's in my nose, right? So, Sunil, I'm going to throw it over to you, Sunil. What's your thoughts on the lineup going forward? And then throw it over to Jonathan. And then I'm going to bring up Ruben after Jonathan goes.
Yo, did you have to bring up that bathroom thing? I mean, that just brought up like Leslie Nielsen naked gun flashbacks.
I'm gonna tell you this right there. I'm gonna tell you this right now. That's the face that when I was working EMS and I used to be in nursing homes, that's the face the nurses would make at me when I came out of their bathroom. Because I wasn't using a regular bathroom in the nursing homes. I was making sure I was using the nurse's bathroom that smelled nice and had the air freshener. Manny knows what I'm talking about.
Sour bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to hit 3 solid points here. First, I'm going to give LI Yankee King his props first and foremost. Shocker. Don't stop the presses on this one, because him and I, in brief, actually agreed on the youth movement over Ohtani. Okay. So that's point number 1. Number 2 for the lineup, at least preparation Hicks is not in there. IKF, well, IKF, at least, we can hope to expect something from him. Number 3, moving Torres off the cleanup spot. So, considering that Judge is really your power guy, and if you look back to 80s baseball, wasn't your power guy really supposed to be your cleanup guy? So don't you consider putting Judge temporarily in at the 4, and so that your top 3 winds up being something like Volpe, DJ, Peraza, or Rizzo, and then Judge, or maybe considering.
No, what you just we don't have common sense in the Yankees front office. That's why it's not happening. But Aaron Boone doesn't have common sense. That's why it doesn't happen. It sounds reasonable because when you look at other teams like the Mets that bat Pete Alonso as a cleanup hitter, right? And you got other teams that bat Vladimir Guerrero as a cleanup hitter and stuff like that. So it makes sense. But for the Yankees, for some reason, it don't make sense. Jonathan, I'm gonna throw it over to you. Give me your takes on the lineup, what you like, what you don't like, and I'm gonna bring up my man Ruben to close it out right after Li. Go ahead, Jonathan.
As far as the lineup, I do like Volpe leading off, but I think Judge should be the third batter, not the second. Because you need, whenever Judge is up, you want people on base. You can't just wait until the lineup rotates every time you have Judge. I understand why they batted him lead off last year because they wanted him to get an extra at bat to get another home run. That is over with. This is not last year. He already hit the 62 home runs. Now he should be batting number 3. This is an interesting fact that I found out a long time ago. Do you know why Babe Ruth is number 3, and Lou Gehrig number 4?
No. Because
that's what they batted in the lineup. Yeah, that's what they batted in the lineup.
The
Yeah,
Yankees were the first team to put numbers on their back because of that in 1925, I believe, or 1929. That's it.
Yeah, before penicillin was invented, people breaking ankles was dying because of infections and stuff. So I get it. I'm gonna bring up my man. Ruben to get his take on it. Ruben,
I just think it should be number 3.
Okay, copy. Ruben, what's your thoughts on? Matter of fact, I'm sorry, Li, give me your take on the lineup real quick, and I'll throw it over to Ruben to close us out because we're getting close to that time. Go ahead, Li.
The lineup's good now. I back Torres second, and move Judge third and Rizzo fourth, and then have LeMayo fifth as another leadoff type hitter, where like change it into another section. But we do have breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Now, I need a moment of silence because it might be a dwindling career for a guy that I just want.
Oh, God. Don't tell me Esteban Florio.
Designated for assignment.
No way. They DFA'd Bumgarner?
Wow.
Yep.
I haven't
with 2 years left on his deal.
Wow. And that's big money, too, he got left on his deal. Holy crap.
All right. But he's been DFA'd. Don't come at me with that whole bring him and put him in the bullpen crap.
You know that's where he was going, Ruben. You know that's where he was going, Ruben.
Have fun, Bumgarner. Have fun.
You sure? You sure? First of all, Madison Bumgarner, I'll throw it over to you right now, Ruben, but Madison Bumgarner, that man is a psycho, right? That man literally comes from a town of like 500 people, and like over 300 people have the same last name, Bumgarner, just like him. He actually had a girlfriend in high school who, and I kid you not, her first name was Madison, and her last name was Bumgarner. Ruben, the floor is yours. What's your take on the Yankees lineup? What you like, what you don't like?
Oh man, that's hilarious. No, when it comes to the lineup, I like it for the most part. I really have no complaints. I have no issue with IKF at center, to be honest. He looks pretty solid. His routes can improve as time goes on, but I like his contact ability. Don't forget, last year he hit above 300 with runners in scoring position. That helps. So, he might not be a big on-base guy, but if you got somebody on base, he might be able to, get the line moving. But now when it comes to the lineup, I kind of agree with Li on this, is that maybe Gleyber hitting second and then moving and sliding the rest down would help. Only because I've seen last time I was looking at the stats, Glaber does really well in the first two spots of the lineup in terms of just overall hitting, but also in that, and part of why I've always liked Glaber at the top of the lineup is because when he has less chances with runners in scoring position, since 2020, he's hit way better in terms of batting average on base and everything without men on base. So I think last year during the season, I kept saying put him lead off whenever DJ would sit because Glaber had like a 325 average on leadoff.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things. But overall, I mean, I like this lineup. This is good. As long as we don't have, the usual troublemakers that shouldn't be in the lineup, we're good.
Yeah, I think we can all agree with that one, Ruben. My guys, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Sunil, you got one thing you want to say before we dip?
Yeah, it's not complete without a Don Sicario video outtake. When you have a hot take like what LI Yankee King dropped with the Madison Bumgarner DFA. That's when you have to throw in a Don Sicario video audible interlude. Damn, son.
No, definitely. Damn, son. No, but also too, if you guys had it on your bingo card, right, that Ruben was going to agree with LI twice and Sunil was going to agree with LI, you just hit bingo. You won if you had that on your bingo card.
I agreed more with LI Yankee King than I did with Voldemort.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yep.
There you go. Nah, but listen, I appreciate all you fellas for jumping onto the open panel. LI Yankee King, it's all love, my guy. Appreciate you. My brother Jonathan, appreciate you. Casey, fun time. It's always a great convo when you jump on. Sunil, you are hilarious. And my man Ruben, I appreciate you, brother. Make sure you drive straight. And like always, I got to thank my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. And I appreciate everybody in the chat for tuning in. If you guys can hit that like button for the boys as we are out of here. What are you doing with your life, right? And like always, peace, love, and Aaron Hicks, go Kicks Rocks. We hate you. Bye.
Damn, son.